Hey, you're most welcome here, and I'm glad that you're here today. Today I want to share with you how I scraped Jumia with over 8,000, 9,000 pages of real estate deals with just under 20 or 30 lines of Python code. Yeah, this is very possible with Python, given that that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with the language. If you have read about the Zen of Python, then you know what I'm talking about. So wait a minute, what is Jumia? Jumia is just an online marketplace. Let me take you there. It's just an online marketplace for electronics, fashion, among others, targeting several African countries. So let's get started. So before getting to code, so basically it's an e-commerce platform based in Africa, and yeah, they're really doing good. So today we're going to scrape, but we're going to be scraping this page, basically the deals, the real estate deals. So what you're going to start with is before you get to start coding, you need to tell me which data do we need to do the mining or the scraping. So we have to go to the website, then in Chrome DevTools, then we find out exactly the classes, the tags, and the specific information that you need to scrape. So to access the developer tools, you just have to do Control Shift I. That's on Windows. For Mac it could be different, and or you can just right click in the page, then you inspect. So basically that's it. So what we shall be scraping are these deals. I'm interested in getting the information about this. So what we are going to do, as you can see, there are 9,499 pages, and you're going to scrape all through these pages and you get this information. You want to know, for example, if I want to go to Bukoto 19 units, this is a very unoccupied apartment, but if I want to go to this place, I want to know how much it is, how is it available, where exactly is its location, and all that. So we're going to start. So the libraries that you're going to use, actually before we start, we're going to use Beautiful Soup, and then we use Pandas. We're going to use Pandas for data manipulation and analysis. Then you're going to use OS. We may use OS, we may not use it. We'll interact in the operating system to get the specific file where we shall be putting, or we shall be dumping our CSV using Pandas. Then we have Request, which is a very elegant and simple HTTP library for Python. So to get started, you have to pip install all those I have just said. So you have to pip install requests, pip install OS comes with Python, pip install BS4, that's Beautiful Soup. Then we get started. So before we get started, let me find out exactly the information I need. You just have to click on this. It shows it's for selecting an element in the page to see where exactly it is. So if I come here and I hover on this box, you see it's a class. So it's a class, then it's a div actually with a class post. But what we're interested in exactly may not be this. So we need to be specific about finding the information that you need, especially the class. So what we need is actually this. We don't need the picture, we don't need the whole div, we just need this information. So we can maybe do this again. You see, if you hover here, do this, this is quite challenging, but slowly reach there. Yes, this is what we want. So this is the information I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the pictures, since I'll be dropping CSV format. So it's actually a class of text area. So since we have a class of text area, let me just copy this. But maybe before, let's go and start coding. So what you're going to start with, we're going to start by installing. We're going to start actually by installing the dependencies that we shall be using. So we shall say import OS. We may choose OS for file path, then import pandas, then import, since I already have beautiful soup, I can say maybe from BS4. I can say from BS4 import beautiful soup. We're going to import beautiful soup. Actually it is capital and capital B as beauty. I'm going to call it beauty. You can name it anything. You can call it as BS4, as BT, as B, whatever you want to call it. So this is actually capital B. Then we shall import requests. Then that's it. So those are requests that we shall be using. So you're going to create a variable for our home URL. If you go back to the page, you see this is our home URL. So let's copy this. This is our starting variable for all the pages we're going to loop through. Actually, we shall be using a for loop to loop through, and we get all the ranges in between 1 to 9499. So this is quite easy. So what you do now, you come and maybe we say our URL. This is our home URL that you shall be using. So we shall create a variable for it. Change this. Then since Jumia actually has those pages which are around 9,000 plus pages, so we're going to use our for loop. But before we use that, maybe we shall need another variable for all the URLs in that range. Let me call it all URLs. Then it's going to be actually a list. So we can just create an empty list and leave it at that for now. So we head over to iterating through the pages. So we shall use a for loop. So we shall say for page in range from 1, we want to start from 1 up to let's go back to the website. How many pages? The 9499. So it's from 9 up to 9499. There's a better way of doing this. I'm just doing this actually like manually. And that will be actually a challenge. So we're going to find the next URL. So our goal here is to append all these URLs in here, then we scrape the information from those tags. So to do this, we need to find our next URL in the picture. We can call this next URL, or can call the next. Okay, I can call it next URLs. Then it will be basically that URL. Let's first go back to the page and I'll show you something. So let's first, if you click, how you determine this class actually, before I do what I was going to share, by default all these deals are having this text area as the class. Well, how do I know that? If you click on the third page, for example, and then you select the same thing again here. Yes, here. See, it's text area. So that means all these pages in range by default, they have this as the text area as a class. So to get the next page, as you can see, deals estate, real estate, it just adds onto the page. So if you go back to our home page, let me first close this. If you come back to our home page, for example, for us to go to the next page, if I click on number 2, you see what it brings. It brings real estate, then some information here, blah 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 blah, then page equals to 2. So basically that's what we want. So we just want to actually add the query on the, we just add the query. Actually, if you removed all this and you just I'm just experimenting something here, and you just say page equals to 2, then you click OK, it actually brings the page. So this is better. So if I just put here page equals to 888, page 888, if I just click there, yeah, it works. It's not a broken link. So we can use this format to create a variable. Hope you're getting me here. then we just append this to our home URL, and we iterate through we already have the range of the number of the pages. We just append this to the next to get the next URL. Yeah, that's it. That's quite intuitive and very easy. So as you can see, I'm here on number on page 888, and actually they're around 9. Okay, this is 9500. I don't know what you have in our code. Okay, this is 9499. It's okay, we can stop there. 9499. Okay, let's do 9500. So let me first go back to page number 1. So that's it. That's where our logic comes from. So you inspect your page, the website you want to scrape, and then you do the necessary changes, do the necessary inspection, and get the information that you need, the tags, maybe the page. This is very essential actually if you've done web development. That's why I was able to maneuver and get that quickly, and just right into the browser search bar, and then get whatever I want to get. So we shall now say URL. So we have seen that we append this to a page, which is going to be asking page. Exactly that's how it was, with an equal signs as we saw. Then our number that we're looking through, so it's going to be actually a string of the page. So what we're trying to do here is for this range, for every page number in this range, which is going to be an integer, we're just going to now make it a string, so that you don't we remove errors here of data manipulation in Python. So we just make it a string, then we append it to this, then we have our next URL. That's it. So now we just have to append all this to we append our next URLs into the URLs, all URLs. So here we have actually what we've done here. It's like crawling now. This is a simple web crawler we've done. So we've gotten all the pages in that range. Easy and easy. So what do we do? Just like I said, of course, there's another alternative way of knowing the number of pages in the range. So I'll leave that to you to figure out. So the next URL variable is for modifying the pages in that range. So you have a meaningful and correct URL automatically. So we're going to implement our beautiful soup and requests. So now we're going to connect throughout our URLs that we have here. Now we already have all these URLs that we want in that range, they're in that list. So we're going to use another for loop to loop through all those URLs, and we get the information that we need. So we shall say for URL in all URLs. So we have all these URLs now. We shall render. So I'm going to create a variable, we call it render. So our request, we use a get method to get information from our pages. So we're going to get that URL information. So there now we can get the HTML part. We call the beauty, which we rendered from beautiful soup. So we can say now our HTML page is going to be, maybe we can say the HTML. We can call it the HTML. This is just basically passing the HTML to us. We're going to be beauty. Then we shall render our content. It takes in render.content first to get the HTML. So we can just call this HTML. It's .parser. You can read through the beautiful soup for more information about what I'm using exactly here. Then if you want, you can actually print out the HTML. Let's first print out the HTML and we'll see if we don't have, if we are good so far. So let's save. Let's go to our command line. Let's name the file Jumia.py. So we run. Yes, this is good, this is good, this is good. So as you can see here, it keeps looping through, bringing all the pages in that range. This is one page. If you move up to somewhere like where you get the gist. So basically it's working. So let's first stop this, Control F and C. I go back, so we are good to go. We're good to continue with our coding. So we need to identify a data under class, which we did already. So now we are going to scrape. So we are going to do the scraping or the mailing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call a variable called scrape. Then I'm going to call this HTML. Remember the tags. Now we're going to find the tags. We're going to use the HTML.findAll. It's a method for finding tags. So we're going to say find, actually it is like this, I think. Yes. Then we saw that it's a class, but remember Python has a keyword actually called class, so this will be confusing and will throw an error to us. So what they do use in Beautiful Soup, they use a class with this, which is written like this with an underscore. So our class, as we found out, was text area, so we still have it actually here. Then yeah, that's it. So what you can do now, maybe let's comment this out, then maybe we'll print our script. We're going to print our script. This is just for basically for the purpose of to log results and see what we are doing so far is good. We don't have errors. It's good to do, I call it kind of unit testing. As you go on programming, you need to just have a whole area. Yeah, it's working actually. As you can see, it's bringing us on and out text area. It's only looping through all those pages and only bringing out information related to that div or class, which is text area. So now what we need now, the last part is now removing or getting the information we need, which is this. This is the information we need, the price, 400, what. So that's it basically. So we are almost getting done. Now we come back, we can actually now comment this out. So what we want now, we want now to use actually data pandas, yes, to append information and get text from there. So what you're going to do, we can maybe call and create another variable. We call it script data. It's going to be actually, let me call it a list for where we're going to store our information. So I'm going to call it script data. Then we're going to look through that script data. Actually, we're going to look through the script. We're going to look this because we already have the information we need now under here, under the script. So we're going to look through and get the information we need, and then we append it to the script data. Simple. So there we just use a for loop. We say for data, we shall say for data in script, actually, yes, for data in script. So basically it's a bunch of using for loops here to get what you need, until you get what you need. For data in script, then we say script data. We can say script data. We can just append directly our data. We're going to append our data, but the data we're going to append, we're going to get text from it. So just you don't want the tags, as you saw we have tags, you just want the text. So there's a function here, it's a method. So we just say it's get text. It should be like this. The documents keep changing, but I think it's this. Yes. We shall log results and see if we have errors. So maybe now we can print. We can now maybe print. We can print our data. Maybe what you can first do is first print out this and see if it is getting errors. Put it here. We save. So we go back to our command line. We run our program. And see if it's going to work. Yes. So it's basically getting the data. As you can see, it's only getting the text from the script data, which the script, we call the script. So the HTML tags, and now I'm eliminating the HTML tags. As you can see, now we only have text. So that means so far so good. So let's first break this, the for loop. So now what we need to loop again the script data. Yes, that's what we did actually, but now what we need is now cleaning. I think we need to clean this. That's why we have pandas. So we're going to clean this with pandas. As you can see, in our information is not well, it's not good. It has new lines which are being added on because of the tags. These were basically initially tags in between here. So we have data, we have space in between. So space is basically new line character. So to do that, maybe let's clean our data. We shall call our variable clean the data. Let's say clean data equal to I'm going to use a list comprehension here to achieve this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a comprehension. We're going to say data. Remember the data we got, yes. So we shall say data, then dot replace. We have a replace function. Data dot replace. Basically, we want the new line character, which is this. Then we shall replace it with nothing. We don't want it to be anything. So we are looping through data for the data that we have already. Remember, we are appending this to the script data. So for data in script data. So we save this again. So to be sure that our script data actually has what we want, we use print statements to debug. So I'm going to print out script data first, Control S. Let's go back and see. Actually, let me comment this out, not to be confused. So let's go back, run our program. Yes, this is what we expected. As you can see, it's a list. It's a list actually with these new line characters, and that's what you're trying to remove. You're trying to remove now these new line characters, and then we replace them with nothing, so that we have a clean information. So that means so far so good. So we close that loop again. So what we need now is since we can actually comment this out, don't need it anymore. So after doing that, I think we're almost getting done. We can call another variable. We say let's call it clean data now. Maybe let me use another. Let me just call it this clean data. Then we shall now create another comprehension to clean that data again. Why? Because if you print out this, let me print out clean data, the first clean data. Save. Let's run it. See what it brings. As you can see, it has tried to remove the new line characters. This is the list. It has removed the new line characters. So now what we want to remove is actually now the space. Yes, that's why I was doing that. So we want to remove now the space, to remove the new line characters that was among the information. So now I want to remove this space. Remove this space so that we have a clean data. So to do this, we use another list comprehension. We say the same thing actually. We say data.replace data.replace. We are going to replace this space. Going to replace this space with nothing. The same thing we did up. Then for data in clean data. This variable actually, yes, in clean data. So in clean data actually. Maybe what you can do, yes, okay, this is good. So maybe we can first try out and print this. So let's comment this out. Now this is clean data. So it's clean data. So save again, run oh, still actually I left it running. Let's break this, rerun it. Yeah, so as you can see, it's kind of working, but our information is not really looking good. As you can see, this is one list. It has the information about the particular, it's all the information we need, but it's not spaced, it's not looking nice. So we can do something here to make sure that this data actually comes out very well. So what you can do, we first break the loop. Maybe what you can do here is increase the gap. We increase the space, we add another space maybe. We just save again. We run it again, see if it works. Yeah, this is better. Yes, this is somehow better. Yes. Maybe let's first stop and just see. Fancy 3 bedrooms. Yeah, this is better. This is much better. Maybe let's first add another space here. So we're replacing this entire space with this. So let me run it again and you see. Yeah, I think we can go with this. Yeah, I think we can go with this. So we stop this. So we save this. So the last thing here we're going to do, actually, the last thing here we're going to do is now to use pandas. Yes, I thought I would clean this data with pandas, but I didn't. So I was just using basic Python skills here of list comprehensions and replacing data and information. So you see how basics are very important. So now what we need to do is to actually actually printing that information that we have and create a CSV file for maybe later use. So we create a variable, we say data to CSV. I'm going to say data to CSV. Then we shall say now data to CSV. We shall say pandas. We call our pandas. What you can do actually, let's first go back. We say import pandas is PD. But you can change, actually, you can do anything, but it's just a conversion that many Python programmers or Pythonists use PD. So we go back down, we say now PD. We have what we call data frames. So we call our data frame under this PD. So our data frame is going to help us first. It takes in a clean data, which is the last clean data we had. So we say clean data, which is this, yes. Then we say we give it columns. It has columns. Columns is going to, we can call it anything, but we're going to call it column. You can just call it column. This is basically pandas now. You need to read through to understand this, what exactly I'm doing. But what I'm trying to do is creating a data frame for our data that will script. So after that, now we can just drop it to CSV. So this is trying to clean the data with, oh sorry about that. So we create another one. Now what we need to do is what we're trying to do here, we created a data frame and we gave it a column, and a column, we named it column. So the last thing we're going to do here is actually dropping this data now to CSV. So we can just say data.csv, then to CS, it has a function called to CSV, which is written like this, to CSV. Then we can call it, we can call our file anything. So we can maybe call it Jumia. Jumia, maybe Jumia, yes, .csv. Then our mode for us, our mode, so that it doesn't overwrite our data, we shall call our mode in here. We shall say append. So this creates, actually I was going to use the OS, but I realized I may not use this, so I can actually remove it, save this. So Jumia.csv. So what we're going to do, we shall give it an index equals to first. So that's it. So what you can do is print our data CSV. That's it. So we run our program. Hope we don't get any errors. Yes, our program is running very smoothly right now. So as you can see here, it's iterating through and it's giving us 0 up to 7. So basically these are 8 deals in this page. So this is the column, the data frame that we gave to pandas. The column comes here. Actually I can look through here and then maybe keep adding 1, 2, 3, column 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, something like that. Why are they 8? Let's first go back to our page and see why they are 8. So if you see this first page here, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's the reason. So every page has 8 deals, as you can see. So it's looping through and getting all the 8 elements in the page, in that particular page. So 1, 2. So programming starts from 0. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So hence the number here, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 7. Yes. So basically, actually, to be sure that it's actually printing or it's pending our data to the CSV file, we stop this and we check our path where it is. We look for it. It's under Python, and we called it what? What did we call it? We called it Jumia. So look for Jumia. Jumia is actually here, so you open it. Yes, so far so good. So basically this is our information that we need. Now I don't know why you were scraping, but scraping is still a gray area, and some support it, some don't support it, some websites will require login. So thank you so much for the wonderful time. Hope you learned something, and you realize that we use actually nested for loops to achieve this. Simple. And please, there are other things that there's a lot you can do with pandas, there's a lot you can do with requests, there's a lot you can do with Beautiful Soup. So I personally enjoy scraping websites, and I find it fun actually going through those websites and getting information what I need. I call it internet of the command line. I can basically read news from the command line. So thank you so much for being here, and the link to the GitHub repo is in the description. Thank you so much. Have a blessed one.